The real adventures don't fit conveniently between a sunrise and a sunset. That spark of excitement and the tingle of consequence that drives us all happens when the world is sleeping. When the air is brisk and a cloak of darkness leaves you alone at the center of a pinprick of light. Within the edges of a headlamp's beam, everything is in sharper focus, and the dark magnifies your heartbeat. We strive for this same focus once the sun has risen, dedicating our time and our bodies to perfecting it, that focus. We can find it in the sound of our partner's whoop when they're high above us, and we can find it during the crux of a run out. We find it in the grit between our teeth when we're 6 days into red pointing a route. We find it in the constellations of crimps that we know will go. We find it in a perfectly slotted stopper, in the light of the setting sun. We can find that same focus 10 pitches in when the sun is long gone. These moments are the most real, and they aren't limited to the daytime hours. The thing is, the dark isn't the end of the day. Sometimes it's just the beginning.
Welcome back to Klettercentret Telefonplan here in Stockholm. Ladies and gentlemen, this crowd is phenomenal, and we're back for part 2 of the Black Diamond Project. Patxi Sobiaga is going to be climbing next, but before he does, I asked Adam Ondra to tell me what he thinks of the man.
Patxi is, most of all, super fanatic climber, and you can really see that he loves climbing, and that's why he keeps climbing for so many years. And even now at 36, he's just so motivated to push himself and potentially send his first 9B, and I really like it. So I think first we met when I was 15 or 16, when I started going for the World Cups. It was my first year. On the lead World Cup, we were like the main rivals. We were competing against each other, but I think even back then we were good friends already. Like, he was the one that I felt the most comfortable with while we were like chatting in the isolation and stuff. Then Patxi, after a while, kind of disappeared. He was injured. He almost didn't climb. He was so much into the surfing. And after a while, when he restarted climbing, he also started coaching climbers. And for me, that was a really important moment, because until then, I always have been coach myself. But at that moment, I thought like, okay, now it's maybe time to start training harder and more sophisticated. And Patxi was the only one that I could really trust. And I'm training according to Patxi for 3 years now, and I think it definitely helped me, and I think I'm feeling stronger than ever. I don't think there is any rivalry right now. It was healthy rivalry back then in 2009 when we were fighting for the title in the overall World Cup, but right now we are just friends and we support each other, and I'm really, really happy that Patxi is now climbing maybe harder than ever and sending 9A pluses, and that's really, really cool to see.
it's possible that you didn't catch the first half, and maybe you didn't see Patxi try the route twice already. Time for round 3. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Patxi Sobiaga. So now Patxi is going to power up those first moves. In the break, he was telling me just how good this crowd is and how much the support means, so make sure you guys are helping him out all the way. And of course, if you are tuned in at home, you can leave comments on Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget to use the hashtag #TheBDProject. Into those first jugs. Thanks the clip. A little bit of showboating. Moves out to the left side of that roof. Cruisy. Pops the heel on and moves to the toe hook and the double jug. Pretty casual so far. Takes a second to rest and make the clip. They love that. And of course, this is where it gets really tricky. From being around French 7A, look at the precision on that right foot. Every time, up to about there, it's French 7A, and then it hits straight into about 7C+. Patxi moving really well, places that left foot on the hold that just protrudes from that lip. Isolates over that left hand, locks it down, pops the right foot up. There it is for that deep lock. Great shoulder stability to place that left foot and make the clip. Crowd really getting behind him now. Takes that undercut. Really strong in that right hand as he reaches high for the next clip. And this is where we want to see Patxi making some good moves, because we know he wants to get to that dyno. Reaches hard, kicks into the underside of that plywood wall, reaches, oh, and he falls. Amazing effort. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the Spanish Patxi Sobiaga. Nice work, man.
Yeah, man.
How was it?
It was good. I enjoy.
So you didn't quite reach the goal, but...
Can I go again? No, it's a joke.
I think maybe you're tired now.
No, I am tired. Yeah.
Anything that you want to say to the guys here or to the guys at home?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here in front of you and in front of you. And let's do what we want, climbing. And say, Adam, that, hey, please, send it.
So we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then right after that, we'll be back with Adam Ondra on his second attempt at the BD project.
The dual-axle Camelot was introduced in 1987, and since then, we've created a whole family of Camelots around that concept.
Camelot's been in our line for a long time, and the only real complaint we ever had about it was that it was heavy if you had a big rack. So we basically dove into this thing just looking at ways to pull weight out without losing any of the functionality that everybody likes so much.
The challenge was trying to make something that's already awesome lighter. We ended up with the Camelot Ultralight.
Put my fingers on the trigger, it's what I'm used to. It feels exactly the same, but 25% lighter.
The single largest contributing factor to weight of a Camelot is the steel cable.
We found pretty quickly that ropes give you the ability to splice in a continuous loop without any sewing, which reduces the size and weight of the system significantly.
That is when the light bulb went off and we were like, okay, now we're on the way.
We also hogged out a bunch of metal from the cam lobes, which cut a significant amount of weight. These lobes maintain the same cam angle as the original Camelot, maximizing placements and maintaining strength.
So you can carry less Camelots for the amount of weight that you have with you.
When people started going really light, it enabled them to link these huge mountain chains and climb big faces in a day, and sort of the magnitude of the climbs that were getting done got so much bigger. And that was before the ultralights were around, so now that they're here, it's just going to continue to grow.
So, before Adam tries the route, I actually had a chat with Patxi to find out exactly what he thinks about Mr. Ondra, and this is your chance to find out exactly what that is.
The first step of our relationship was when we competed each other in 2009, fighting for the World Championship. And hopefully he didn't take the top. He touched it. But anyway, I found on him like someone like really fanatic climber, and who I can really share a lot. I mean, climbing, some wine, some experiences, knowledge. And once he came to me just asking for training. And in the beginning for me it was like kind of, you know, when you train someone like he's not so strong, it's kind of not pressure anymore. But Adam Ondra, he want to win the World Championship. It's kind of, what can happen if it's going wrong, you know? But anyway, I like the goals. I need to have hard goals to fight every day. And we started training together. The beginning was super hard. The beginning was like really hard because he started with a bad season, and in the end he won everything. But anyway, we started like this, and now we are 3 years in a training relationship. And it's nice that almost after 3 years we have things to share. Without his knowledge and my knowledge makes a mix, and we are every day trying to improve, trying to develop something new for him, for me, and like, yeah, it's kind of, for me, it's a big inspiration when he's sending so hard to try hard in my level, you know. He's super far away from my actual level and what it was my level. But it's nice when I see him so motivated to try harder and to try, and he inspired me to understand that we can reach really farther than what I thought that it was my limit.
And so hopefully that gives you a better idea of what Patxi thinks about Adam. And I can tell you what I think about Adam. I think we're extremely lucky to have who is considered the best climber in the world right now, right here in Stockholm, to try his second attempt on the BD project. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Adam Ondra. And so, off he goes. Adam actually gave a slideshow at Klättercentret Okella in the northern part of Stockholm yesterday. He was talking about his techniques for hard red points, and there's absolutely no doubt that he's going to be utilizing those now. If you've ever seen any videos of Adam climbing, you'll be very familiar with his breathing, the speed that he moves, and that trademark scream. Into the rest, makes the clip to compose himself and get ready for the first crux. Here he goes. Amazing hip flexibility there. Places that right foot on straight away. Great speed as he moves up through that right hand. Cruises into that clip. High clip with the left into the slow put. And now stands into that seam. Very, very strong now. Into the right hand, into the left hand. On those kilter grip slopers. Crowd really getting behind him. Just composes himself before that dyno. You can expect the crowd to go mental when he sticks it. Here it is. So good. Great coordination. Using that dynamic hand swap, flicking one hand in whilst pulling the other out. Allows him to get the best out of that hold while he's shaking. Reaches up to make that next clip. And of course, Adam's already achieved a high point, but he does have a goal. And the crowd want to see it. Into the jug with the left hand, places that heel. Matches in. Big pop out with that left hand from the intermediate. Bicycle on that hold into the undercut. Look at the speed that he's moving through these holds. Fully horizontal now. Totally in control. Looking incredibly strong. Makes the clip. And here it is. Kicks the right foot out. Matches in with the left. Over with the right. Everything he's got now. Come on, Adam. Venga. Come on, Adam. Into the bicycle. Oh! Amazing noise from the crowd. And so close. Woo! So good. So good. So good. How was that?
Yeah, better. Actually, I felt way more tired at the beginning, but somehow I just tried really hard and did at least one hard move.
I actually thought he looked really tired at the beginning. It looked like he was struggling, didn't it?
I was a bit more pumped, basically. That's it.
Well, the guys here definitely had something to do with it. I'm sure about it. The noise that came off this crowd was unbelievable.
Yeah, it definitely helped a lot. I almost wanted to give up at the beginning. But those guys helped me.
Well, you guys deserve a round of applause. So, Adam, you are now the official high point holder of the Black Diamond Project. Do you think somebody could come and take that from you?
For sure, Alex Megos.
Ooh. Alex, if you're watching, he's just thrown the gauntlet down. So, are you going to come back and try and get that goal?
Don't have any fixed date, but I believe I can climb a little higher for sure.
Who wants to see him back on the BD Project? Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
And of course, if you've been watching at home, then you just saw Adam get a high point on the BD Project. Anyone, anywhere in the world can come and try this. All this crowd here needs to try it. The winner, of course, the first person to top it gets £5,000. That's your cue to go, ooh. In the meantime, Adam's got the high point. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody here for all your support. You guys have been amazing. You can, of course, keep commenting. Use that hashtag, TheBDProject. Come and have a go. My name's been Liam Lonsdale. Thank you to Clettercentric. Thank you to Black Diamond, to Kilter Grips, and of course, to you guys at home for tuning in. Good afternoon.
The real adventures don't fit conveniently between a sunrise and a sunset. That spark of excitement and the tingle of consequence that drives us all happens when the world is sleeping. when the air is brisk and a cloak of darkness leaves you alone at the center of a pinprick of light. Within the edges of a headlamp's beam, everything is in sharper focus, and the dark magnifies your heartbeat. We strive for this same focus once the sun has risen, dedicating our time and our bodies to perfecting it, that focus. We can find it in the sound of our partner's whoop when they're high above us, and we can find it during the crux of a run out. We find it in the grit between our teeth when we're 6 days into red pointing a route. We find it in the constellations of crimps that we know will go. We find it in a perfectly slotted stopper, in the light of the setting sun. We can find that same focus 10 pitches in when the sun is long gone. These moments are the most real, and they aren't limited to the daytime hours. The thing is, the dark isn't the end of the day. Sometimes it's just the beginning.